Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State and the very mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. A moment ago, here was the scene with the Cowboys emerging from their tunnel. It was loud. It's still loud. We're ready for football as the Cowboys get set to match up with the Minnesota Vikings. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Dalvin Cook, third year back from Florida State. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
On 2nd down, Cook. And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
On 3rd down, Cousins. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 12 yards there, 1st down Vikings.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
And it brings up 3rd down.
And on 3rd down, the Cowboys bring in an extra defensive back.
Come on, D. Kill.
Now Cousins. Throwing left side, it's complete. They get 14 there. 1st down, Vikings.
A gain of 14.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in the paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? Darryl Worley up to make the tackle.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
From the 35 on 2nd down, Cousins. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. As his guys are in for 6. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. And they got the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 22. They run with Ezekiel Elliott, last year's NFL rushing leader. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stopped that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. They'll wind up getting 10 back there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and 5.
Mike 54. Watch the out. Watch the out.
To throw is Prescott. Connects here with a tight end, Blake Jarwin. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 13 yards and a first down, Cowboys. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
14 yards, good for a Cowboy first down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Prescott. He finds his target. It's Schultz. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 33.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a game in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opened things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot.
Oh, Elliott going to be hit. He coughs it up. Loose football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me, because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Cousins gives way to Cook. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
54 Mike. I got you, pump. Switch. Wide. Get wide. Where's your hot? Check. Fresno. Left 50. 6-6. Bullet high.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. 2 yards and able to get the first down in the process.
Well, that was big right there, because they're in the bottom 5 in the league and converting on 3rd down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, 3rd down conversions. So they got one there. Lets it fly, and that's caught inside the 30. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one good for 37 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. Here's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings.
There we go. That's a touchdown.
Adam
That's a
Thielen,
touchdown.
his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10.
Let's go,
At their
boys.
own 38-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it? He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown.
Touchdown of the day.
What you just saw there, first-round talent, second year, even more success. A pick 6 for a touchdown.
A great play. And it's tough for these guys, you've told me before, to adjust in the secondary as a first-year guy. So that sophomore season is big for them.
They really started to expand the playbook for them even more. Sometimes they dumb it down a little bit to make them comfortable year 1. By year 2, they should have all the nuances, and now they've adjusted to the speed of NFL play as well.
Showed right there. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first. For Zeke, what a first 3 years he's had in the NFL. Last year, his 2nd rushing title, 1,434 yards. Not as many as 1,631 that he had as a rookie. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 22, and they will take over at the 26-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Now, right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
3 buzz, 3 buzz, 3 buzz.
Here's Cousins. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's Ha-Ha Clinton-Dix with a pick. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
A first down carry by Elliott. So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. From the 17, Prescott. Now that's Elliott, complete. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. They tried to swing it out left into the flat, but the defense, they were very principled there.
It felt very West Coast offense, didn't it? You know their expression, right? On a West Coast offense, when they throw the ball, it's either going to be a touchdown or a check down, meaning they like to press it downfield. If they don't have it, swing it out, which is exactly what we saw there. But how about the great pursuit and tackle to make a nice play?
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. And Zerline's kick is good. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. Now, that's something of a pick-me-up, and the offense certainly has struggled, but they do get the field goal before half to put 3 on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to be shut out, but let's face it, those 3 points, that's not going to solve all their problems either.
And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
Wide. Swing up. 22 jet bomber. 22 jet bomber. Slams. Yellow. Big air.
Throwing again on second down. Cousins. It's caught. Smith. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 7 yards there and a first down. Cousins now nearly perfect. 9 of 10 in this first half. It's 1st and 10. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Get ready.
Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. First down, here's the run with Cook. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Flushed out right. Johnson's got it complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. 22 yards there, a first down. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. Tackle made there by Chidobe Awuzie.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
On 2nd and 7, Cousins. And the catch made by Johnson. A first down there on a pickup of 25. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Looking to throw again on second down. Cousins to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And the route is on here in this first half. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Here we go.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. You're under 30 seconds to go. Field position not great. Time to call it a half, wouldn't you say?
Well, you know we all have that little extra gene that says let's push the envelope a little bit, right? What needs to be going through the play caller's mind right now, a potential fumbled snap that can get returned, a strip sack that can get returned, right? Any of those types of plays, that should be a deterrent to calling something that could get you in big trouble.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. He's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2.
A 53-yard attempt.
Zerline's kick is up and through. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for him.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
What you got, Heavy? Give me some. Give me some.
46. 26.
Prescott from the gun on third. Over the middle, complete. It's Lamb. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. On 4th, they do snap it to Prescott. He may try and run for this. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. 4 yards there as they let him out of the pocket, and he got enough for the first.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Line 54.
Hey, watch the ball. Watch the ball.
26.
Draw play, Elliott. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. From the 41, Prescott. Looking for Cooper, that's complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. It's a gain of 16 and the Dallas first down. Looking back to Cooper's numbers from last year after that trade, he ended up playing 9 games with the Cowboys in 2018. 725 yards, 6 scores. Also had the 100-yard game in the playoffs against the Rams. And if you add up the numbers between the 2 teams last year, he was over 1,000 for the 3rd time in 4 NFL seasons. A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Let's go.
From the red zone now, Prescott. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Blake Jarwin, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys get a bit closer. And now Jason Garrett electing for his guys to try for 2. They'll let Elliott try and run it in. And he will get into the end zone to cut the lead a little bit further. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And he fires one that's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Almost unstoppable on the ground there as that one is good for 39.
This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is, because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside. Not in this case.
Here's Elliott trying to run inside, but nothing there. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that is going to set up 3rd and goal. Here's Elliott. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down. Okay, so you just took the big loss. Now what are you doing on 4th down?
Well, we have a change of plans now is what we have, because I think they were looking at the play sheet, trying to dial something up to go for it on 4th down. But after that loss, that goes right out the window. Now you have to kick the field goal and hope to come back down the next time and score.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
They run again on 1st down. Cook. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop him. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys 33. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 down at the 33. Now this one complete on the slant route. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 12 yards there, 1st down Vikings. They'll run on 1st down. It's Cook, and he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
On 2nd and 9, Cousins. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Another good completion on the drive as the Vikings have a 1st down. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And this is Cook with a grab. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook His 10th touchdown of the season, second of the game. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Prescott now 12 of 15 throwing the ball, 80% so far, and it's 1st and 10. He's going to let this one go deep. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Cowboys. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cowboys cut into that lead. Zerline good with a PAT. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Switch.
50.
Check 50. Slam.
Now Cook running right. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Throwing, Cousins. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. Here's Britton Colquitt now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this punt sails over the sideline. And the spot, it looks to be right at the 25-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Prescott, it's caught. Cooper. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Give him 15 there, and the Cowboys have a 1st. Last year, Dak Prescott had 3 4th-quarter comebacks, and he's in search of another one right now. A 1st down throw for Prescott. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Prescott yet again. He's got the connection to Cooper. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 38-yard line. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Blake Jarwin, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and 4.
Here we go. Go, Eddie.
Watch 85. Go, go, go.
Here we go, 47. 26.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. And he'll have his man. That's Cooper. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down.
Here we go, 46, 46.
On 1st and 10, Prescott going to throw deep for the end zone. And that'll be intercepted by the Pro Bowl safety Harrison Smith. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. Defensively, it was Leighton Vander Esch up from his linebacker spot. 2nd and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. They run with Cook. He's been busy tonight. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
Now that's a nice play. Got me fired up, partner. But can they do it back-to-back plays? All the training that you go through as a defense for these situations, when you have to get the ball back, everything you go through, holding up the runner, raking at the football, getting to the passer, knocking it out of his hands, whatever way, they have to get the ball back.
Now can they stand tall again for a huge 4th quarter stop? He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Daniil Hunter in there to drop him as that clock continues to run.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. Prescott now. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Prescott. This to Jarwin. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. Prescott. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Anthony Harris, and that will write a finish to this ball game. Well, I know at points in this one you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for Minnesota, it's an important win in terms of staying in the postseason race as they move to 6-4. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, their season is on life support somewhat now